Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jersey and today I'm bringing you the next step build video of our base that we're doing here as a build video series. And as you can see, I'm taking down my first build ever in Palworld. We're taking down the home and we're gonna go ahead and start building the breeding area. And this area, it was a little tricky to get it. So as you can see, we got all this platform right over here because I wanted this to be level, right? Make sure that we are level because we're gonna be building. Now, this took me a couple tries. All of that is edited out. So you know, the big trial and effort, the big beginning, all of that is out. So we're keeping what the part that I know is gonna work. And then of course, there's gonna be still a lot of trial and error in some different areas of this build. But in the beginning, as you can see, what I wanted to do is put the breeding area inside a build, right? And just keep part of the design in the front, you know, especially like the big egg. I want that to be the only thing that is kind of visible. The rest of the build, I want it to be inside, like if it was kind of like a stable and you gotta go inside and that's where the animals are at, right? And then on the very top, what I wanted to do is add another home. Now, I did run out of the space the way that I really wanted this design to be because as you know, right behind me, right, there's water, there's a river. I can't build right there. So if I had the space that I really want to, my plan was to have my actual home in the top of this building in the back. Now, it didn't work the way that I want to. So if you're watching this build, you know, you can actually extend this more into the back and actually extend the home part section on the top into the back. If you like this design, if you like this idea, how to incorporate kind of like one other build inside a building, right? And that's something that we've been doing throughout this base, throughout this building, right? Is incorporating all this stuff so it looks like a village, it looks like a town, it looks like a little community, you know? And that's what I kind of wanted to go, and I think we're getting there, right? Everything is feeling aesthetic. Okay, so as you can see, I was able to manage to add actually walls inside the area and then add a second flooring on the top, and we're wrapping things around. So now what I'm doing is adding the roofing right here on the side, as you can see. We're adding the roofing, we're adding the side panel, and like I mentioned earlier, there's gonna be some trials and error because there are a couple of things that, you know, pieces, the way this has to work, I can't just put a wall. So as you can see, we gotta take down the roof, pull the wall, and what I'm doing now, I wanna make this archway in the front to kind of frame this area. I think that's gonna look like really, really nice. So once I had that idea, I had to take out the roof and increase this. This stuff has to attach, right? The roof, you have to make it attached, but then we're gonna delete all these panels over here, the two, because I just want this to be kind of like a big opening, right? Like an opening instead of having like the divisions wall. So as you can see, we're gonna take those two walls out, and now we got this nice big frame that I really like. We're gonna bring back the roofing just to give it a little more aesthetic, a little more design. Now, this building, you're gonna see that we are gonna be playing a lot with the stone and the wood. You know, sometimes we're building everything out of wood, everything out of stone, and it's just too much, right? So in this particular building, it may be for you, may not be for you, but as you're gonna go see, I'm gonna mix and match some pieces, right? We're gonna have some stones on the top, but maybe a combination with wood. We're gonna do a lot of that. And for me, it actually was very pleasing. I think it looks actually really nice, you know, and it just makes it look different compared with the rest of the buildings. Okay, so now we're gonna work on our second part of the building. So as you can see, these are part hallways, and then we're gonna have another roof on the top because then we're gonna have the actual home over here, right? So as you can see, I'm adding more roof over here. We're gonna have another planks over here. And now when it comes to the roofing, you're gonna come to sections that you can't go any farther, other sections that you can. A lot of this is because I do have stuff underneath it, so I was able like to clip kind of nicely. So that actually worked out really nice. I can't put a floor on top of the actual breeding section where the egg is at. So what we're gonna do a little opening. We're gonna put a little window so you can kind of see on the outside, and I really like that idea. We're gonna have two little small rooms right here that we're gonna do. So all of this, some of these walls will change, as you can see, because at first I added windows, but then I decided not to have windows, you know, and then maybe we do, maybe we don't, you know. And as you're building this, if you like this idea, mix and match the pieces. Maybe you don't like the idea of having windows, maybe you want it all enclosed, then do that. Keep it all enclosed or keep it open. Maybe you like the idea not going as high, maybe you don't want to have another section on the top. So whatever you design, just make, just try it out. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Okay, as you can see, I'm wrapping it around this area over here because I decided to put windows in some of this section because I think actually kind of looks cool that you can see inside. It's kind of like being in a second story section. Maybe you yourself want to do some decorating in the inside. Maybe you want to do an office area. Maybe you want to put a more storage area. Don't know what would you like to do, but you may come up with something very, very cool. Okay, so the next part is we get into the whole high point, right? Now we guys actually gotta work on the roof section right over here. I was trying to decide how I want the roof to go, and at first I wasn't gonna go in a particular direction, but I decided to kind of shape it the other way, and I had this idea to use kind of like the defense walls and make right here in the middle, right where I'm standing, kind of like a little fake chimney or shake. Just something different, right? I've seen pictures, I've seen many people kind of do this to make like fake chimneys, and I really like that idea. So I'm gonna take that inspiration that we've seen from so many people and added it right here. So okay, so what I'm doing is in shaping the roof. We got the roof over here. Now we gotta enclose this section here. Now as you can see, you can already see the circle on the back, right? So I'm getting very close to the end. So my design, and I got a little stuck over here because oh no, I can't go as back as I can. I did try to see if I can extend it with the roof pieces, but it won't let me anymore. So I actually to kind of redesign the back and the back side of the idea. I do believe that it actually came out still looking good, kind of like the way that I really wanted to, but I didn't have as much space as I really wanted to, because I really wanted this to be kind of like where the home was gonna be. But we're gonna restructure that. I'm gonna come up with another design for this base to where we can put kind of like another home. It might be a little smaller now, but we're still gonna work on something, right? But okay, as you can see, I'm adding a little more decor. Well, sorry, no decor, more detail, right? So I wanted like these stairs to go up to the second flooring, and I decided to go in both directions, right? But there's only gonna be one main entrance, at least for now, in the design that I did, for coming from one side. But I still wanted to go like up the stairs, you get to a door, open another door, and come down. As you can see, we go up, middle, and then down, and I really like that. And this coming up is gonna lead to the second flooring, or the third flooring, right? If you got first floor, second that where we're on, and then the third flooring. So this is kind of like a 3-story building that we have right here, right? Okay, so what you can see, at first I thought I was gonna have like the door right over here, but I decided that I needed to extend this a little more out. So we actually gonna extend it, because I think the door was a little more too close, and I really like what I did more in the other side. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna extend it, we're gonna close it, and I think that actually did part of the trick, and it started feeling really good. Now I know I'm outside of the circle, but once the pieces go away, I can always just kind of add the pieces. That's kind of what I've been doing lately. It's just every time something's a little out of the circle, I just kind of, just re-put it back. It's not that difficult, right? Okay, so now here we go again. Now it's a little more daylight, and now I'm adding a little more of the stone pieces over here. As you can see, I really wanted that little aesthetic, right? Instead of everything being brown, we're gonna mix and match. We're gonna mix and match and see how this feels. For me, like I said, I think it actually fit very well, and I like we just breaking things up just a little bit, and I'm really happy the way it's coming out. Okay, so I had a couple ideas what I wanted to approach this scenario over here. So as you can see, we're gonna use a little bit of the roof, we're gonna put it on the top, and then we're gonna bring stairs, and this is how we're gonna climb up right over here. As you can see, we're gonna go up, and then we're gonna change the window, and we're actually gonna put a door. So now something that I saw is I didn't like the way it looked with the stairs and having a window, and the window was kind of cut off. So what I did, I just changed the wall and changed that. We're adding the door over here, and I really like this feel. Now this is gonna be the main entrance to get into this building. I really tried to do one on the other side, but I already had the other building, and I got some pieces, I got a little decking. It wasn't working. If I work hard enough, I might be able to come up with something. And if I really want to have 2 ways to get in and out, then that's something that I'm working on. Okay, so over here, I think I like this idea over here. I'm using part of the roof. As you can see, the stairs you cannot put down, But a roof, you can actually put down, and it makes it right down into the water. So it's kind of having like a little entrance. Like let's say you come over here, you want to go down into the river. So you use that little ramp now. So instead of being the stairs, because it won't let me put the roof, it actually will let you put it down. So it's one of those things, right? One thing works and the other doesn't work. Okay, so now as you get to the loft area or the third flooring or the third story over here, what I actually put a wall first, but I decided, you know what, this will look really nice to have a little window, so that wall will actually gonna change it and make it look even nicer and have a nice view out. And I really like this. And as you can see, we're mix matching from wood to stone, stone to wood, just to try to make everything a little better, right? And when it comes to that, there's not a right way to do it. Just do it to whatever is more pleasing to you, into your eyes, right? If you like that way it looks, keep it, right? Because it's your base, it's your build, right? Okay, so now here is this is a lot of people have been doing this. This is such good inspiration. I really love the way this look, and I like this idea of how people are using their defense wall. So you know what? I really wanted to incorporate it. I needed something here because I could not get the roofing just right here, and I didn't like just having the plain way, the way I was gonna have it. So I decided to add this. I think this is absolutely brilliant. I love how people are using these defense walls to make this type of stuff, and I really wanted to add it, and I'm so glad they actually worked out and it looked good. And I was like, oh man, I really like this, and it made me really happy. So as you can see, very simple. But make sure when you add this, you see how we come up a little more forward. So make sure you had the space. It took a little more space than I thought, but the most important is actually fitting the square, and it went a little forward, and that was okay because I still had the room for that, right? Okay, so the next thing is I got these two squares, right? So now everything that we do in this side, don't forget that this is a little bit of symmetry build. So whatever we do on this side, we're gonna duplicate it on the other side. So on the other side, I'm just gonna show you the highlights. On this side, you're gonna go see kind of the placement and stuff like that, so that way you know what to do on the other side, right? So over here I had like these corners here, and I didn't know exactly, but I wanted to have that little empty space, right? So what I decided to do is just do a little balcony, right, coming out the door. Now this is something as well that is truly amazing. I want to give a good shout out to our good friend John GX Cribs, because he sent me a bunch of pictures the other day. We showed it on stream because I was so amazed of what he's doing and he's designing, and he showed me this picture of how he's using the benches as like flower boxes, shelving outside the window. And I was so in love with this idea, and that's right away I know I wanted to use this in this particular build and probably add it into some of the other buildings that we have in this base. But okay, so the way to make this happen, right, what I did, I extended the floor because I need to put a bench, and then once you put the bench, build another one. We're gonna delete the one on the bottom because right? And then you can add whatever plants. You can leave it the way it is. You can add plants, whichever plants you want, or the vases. And I think this is such a cool idea, and the effect looks amazing right after you take out the floor. So once we take out the floor, look at this. Look at this. It's just so cool, and I'm so excited, and the community is just amazing. The Palworld community, the way you guys are still coming up with new ideas, new ways to use benches or crates or just everything is truly outstanding, and it just makes me so happy. It truly makes me so happy to see these ideas coming from you guys and how we can use it, and we're all sharing them, and it just keeps evolving each and every build. So as you can see, I'm already gonna use it. I really like this aesthetic, so we're gonna do it right over here too. So I'm gonna use these two windows. I put it in another building just to show you. See that in the walkthrough at the end of the video. But as you can see, once again, we put one bench. We put the bench already on the top. The second one on the top, delete the one on the bottom, and then add as many. You can put one, you can put two, and I'm hoping that as Palworld, hopefully in the future, keeps adding more items for decorating, we can mix and match and have just a beautiful thing. But look at this. Look at this aesthetic. It looks so cool. Now, granted, it may not be for everyone. Maybe some people cannot take away the illusion that they're benches, but overall, I really love it, and I love the way it just looks. Okay, so now in this corner over here, Sometimes I put crates, sometimes I put barrels. At this time, I decided because I wanted more greenery to offset a little bit of the brown. What I did, I put a bunch of plants over here, as you can see, just kind of a little bit different. We put the 2 pots, we put the one with the table, we put the one with a little flower. We kind of just make this corner very greenery, so it can kind of hide the effect of that is an empty square right there. And then we finally unlocked the little froggy chairs. I was really happy about that. So I was like, you know what, just for the build, we're gonna put it over here, we're gonna add this here. I think this is gonna be kind of a little aesthetic and a little pleasing, a little fun, and maybe some of you have not seen it. And if you are a fan of the froggy chair, then guys, there's a froggy chair, so you can unlock it and start using it and build with it, and it's just so cool. So I'm using another table that we finally unlocked, you know, just to use different items, just to see how it looks. And I think it goes well with the froggy chair. You know, you got a little black little table, there's a little tea right over there. And what we're gonna do, we instead of adding just one, we're gonna add another one just to kind of have two, you know, to make it nice. And I like this little cozy corner right over here. At the end of the video, of course, we're gonna add vines, we're gonna add lights, you know, we're gonna make this area look really nice, so it can match the aesthetic and the way everything's going. But as you can see, everything is looking really good, really amazing. Okay, so now the next thing to do is that I kind of did it wrong and this part took a while. As you can see, it's already nighttime because it takes a moment. So what I did, I took out the wall. You see the benches are still floating, so you're fine, so don't worry. But I really wanted to add the new wooden rail, right, to make this effect. But you had to work it like this, right? You gotta use the trap machine to make this work, and I really wanted to make this work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a little bit of this portion so you can kind of see how I'm doing it. So I'm always making sure when I place one, I'm placing it, and then I'm kind of making sure everything is equal, and then slowly move sideways, kind of duplicate. I usually try to use one of the wood panels or the stone lines to kind of keep that aligned, right? Use the rope also as an alignment, so if you keep the rope the same, so you know as you're moving towards the front or towards the side, whichever way you want to say it, you know, you're keeping everything. So the most important, as you can see, I'm trying to keep everything as straight and moving as possible, and then use the rope as a guideline to kind of guide myself, you know. And as you can see, I went ahead and kind of show you a little bit of that. This trick is a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of hard work. If you have patience, it's gonna look really good. It's gonna look really good aesthetically. So as you can see, I'm almost done right over here. So we're still gonna add the side ones, right? But I wanted to put the walls back. And as you can see, I was able to add the walls back. The benches are still there. So once I put the window over here, everything's still looking cool. And I like this aesthetic. I just like the feel like we have two different type of porches, different type of balconies. I really like that feel. Now on the inside, you know, you're gonna see this beam. I really like the way the beams look on the inside, by the way. It just gives it a little more character. Now we got boulders, and in another stream or in another video, we are gonna decorate this base, right? As you can see, I'm doing a lot of the layouts, but I haven't done any of like the interior decorating, mix and matching, using bookcase, using all that stuff, right? Everything that I'm doing right now is making the layout and the foundation of this base. So maybe we do it on a stream and we'll decorate, or maybe I'll do it for a video. But either way, all of that is gonna come in the future because we got a lot of buildings that we gotta decorate, add carpets, add chairs, add bookcases. We gotta add a lot of tables. There's a lot of interior decorating to do because we got so many buildings already. But okay, as you can see, we still had a little bit of corner there, so I'm gonna do kind of the same thing, and then I added a little plant. We're gonna do the little bench trick over here, so we can have like a little more flowers over here. And what we did over here on the outside, just to kind of give you an idea what can be done in balconies, right, on a terrace or whichever way you want to call it. We did kind of like a little tea section area again, right? Because those are the tables that we got, so it just looks really nice. So what I did is we're gonna add a little table, make it a little more flower. We added a little more elegant this time, you know, compared with the one with the froggy chair. Over here, we added a little more elegance. Also, what we're gonna do is add a little bit of like a carpet, like when you're walking out the door. But as you can see, everything's coming really nicely. I really like it, so I feel comfortable enough. We're gonna take out all this walkway, and look at this. I really like the feel of this. Now, I know it's a lot of work. It's not gonna be for everyone, but if you are patient enough, you can have something that looks really cool, really aesthetic, and you can make it work. And I think it just visually, it's nice to have a little variety, right? Yeah, and I know it's a lot of work. I understand, but I think it's worth it if you want to, right? If you want to, make it your own, make it the way. And the best thing is please just be patient, and you are gonna get it right. Okay, so what I wanted to do here is kind of, I use this table because it kind of matches all the greenery. We went with a little more elegance, you know. We went ahead and put like the carpet over here, so we're gonna get our pal to do all the building real quick right away. Now normally I do builds the way I want the pals to be interacting. Now the breeding area, you're gonna see it at the end. They put 2 pals and they're gonna breed, they're gonna work, we're gonna see eggs, so everything's working. Now the part inside the building, because the way the door and the stair is a little outside the circle, is no, I can't get the pals. I did a little test to see in the other side and it worked, but the way the entrance and the stairs don't look good because I already got a building. I could not make it look good enough. It's something that I'm gonna have to work on in the future if I want the pals, but I don't have anything that the pals need to do inside of the building at the moment, so it's gonna be okay, right? The most important is the breeding area that's actually working, and that part is working. Okay, so I feel like this corner needed a little bit of greenery because I had like all this stone and a wall, so I went and added like another logging station over here, and again I make sure the trees are facing on the front, the other part in the back, and just way over here. And I like this little trick, and I hope that we get more plants and more trees or something, or let us plant our own trees, because if they let us plant our own trees, that'd be amazing. Okay, so as mentioned before, there's a lot of symmetry in this build, right? Especially on the outside. So whatever you did on one side with the railing, with the balcony and all that stuff, you're gonna do it on this side too. So what you're seeing is kind of like the highlights, just little clips here. As you can tell already, I already put the other one on the other side. Once again, please be patient if you're trying to do this trick. You know, it's gonna take you time, you know, but be patient. But as you can see, over here, I kind of wanted to do something different. So I used like the other shelving over here, and I made it look a little more rustic this time, right? Using the metal stump, using the metal table, and more of the kind of like the little more hardwood type of chairs, just to give it a different look. Now I wanted a little partition over here because now it was so open, and I kind of want to still keep that privacy. So I had this idea to use the defense walls again, and for me, I actually like how this looks. It gave it a little look. It gives you that little narrow way, just kind of like passage, and I really like that. So what I did, I just put the defense wall, left it there, left a narrow walkway, and in the future, we're gonna see how we're gonna decorate that. You know, I think I got a few ideas that I think is gonna work out really great once we go full decorating towards the base, but still, we're just doing layout. Okay, so as you can see, I'm adding now a little bit of light on the top of the roof. We just did that one over there. We're doing this curvy one here, and this is nice. Thank you everyone that was joining me on the live stream as we were harvesting the electric organs that we needed so we can make all of this possible, because I really wanted to use this lamp, and oh my goodness, we need more. I got more plans to use this type of lights, but as you can see, they look so nice. They look incredible. I really love this. So as you can see, we went ahead and added the lights. I added another light over here because once it got nighttime, I felt like it needed a little one more light. So we're gonna add another one on the front. So now we got 2 in the very high off on top of the roof. Now I decided to add 2 doors over here. I feel like it just, I don't know, I like more the look we having the doors and having to go into that last part. So if you like it, if not, you can keep it open and just be able to see right through. That's gonna be more of like your choice or not, see what you decide to like. Okay, as you can see, everything's coming together. We're slowly getting the base, this particular build of the breeding facility building, right? Okay, so I went ahead over here and I added one of these because I want to see aesthetically how this will look as well in another building, and I really like it. So what I'm doing is adding a little more of this of the ivy, you know, and I think this is gonna look really good. The ivy really does the trick, and like everything has, you know, this, so we want to add it on this building. Now there's not a right way or wrong way to put the vines, right? The ivy vines, it's just, you know, placing the way you want to, whatever looks good to you, you know. You can follow the one that I'm doing along. You know, I'm trying new ways to do it, kind of go a little up and down, making it heavy on one area, not as heavy on the other area, making different patterns, you know. Now, the only downside is that if you don't like something, you got to take down the wall. It takes the ivy away, and then you do it again. So it could be a lot of work if you're doing trial. But the great thing is, truly, in my opinion, there's not a right way or wrong way. You just just keep adding into the point that, oh, I like this. Oh, no, I don't like this. Like right there, I just added like two like that. It's like, oh, okay, that looks pretty good, and it's just gonna be trial and error. Just try it, and make it, just feel it, see how you like it. Maybe it's too much, not too much. Don't be afraid to take down the wall and just do it again, right? I had to do that a couple times, in different areas, and because it wasn't flowing the way that I wanted to. So we went ahead and I'm trying to do a lot more better on the editing here, just giving you more of the main parts. Sometimes I do leave things in so we can explain it, so some of you really appreciate seeing the trial and the error, and kind of sometimes seeing those little things, how he did this, and instead of just showing it being done, how it got done. So we do leave some stuff in, but I do feel like everything's doing much better. Okay, as you can see, we're adding a little more of the vines over here. We're gonna add a little more over here. When it comes to the corners, I really wanted something that I felt like is coming together. So what I did over here is kind of have like on the top, the vines are coming in and everything's meted down in this corner, and it just coming down. I really like that feel. Some of them, like you can see right here, I kind of tried to make them stick out as much as I could on purpose, kind of like the growing above and trying to reach the rail. I really like how that felt. I think that's really good. And like I said, I'm just placing them and just trying to create, imagining how the vines will creep onto a wall, or when you go out there in the real world and you see the vines creeping into a fence, and sometimes they're heavy, but you see that one single strand because it's still spreading. That's what I thought, and that's kind of my approach. Like I put a little vine over there, like it's slipping through the cracks and coming to the other side. So then the other side eventually is going to have a little more vines, it's all of that. All of that, you just let your imagination go wild when it comes to the vines. But as you can see, I think it adds that little aesthetic look. I really like right here adding these little vines on the bottom. I think it's different, right? It's different. I really like that. And what I did was a little different in one of the square buildings over here compared on the other side. On the other side, it's coming from the top down, and from the other one that we just did, it came from the bottom up. And I think ideas like that, that way everything is not too matchy. There's just some sequence over here and another sequence over here. As you can see, I added a little more of the big one just to have a little more heavy on one side, but the other one is not, because maybe this one is coming from one side, just getting a little heavy. As you can see on this corner, I added like extra in that little corner, and I really like that, adding like a little bit heavy on one corner where it's just concentrating and then it's just spreading out, right? And I guess that's the best way I can explain it, is imagine that you're the vine and everything just spreading. And like over here, again, heavy on one corner and it's just going down, just going down. Approach it that way. But as you can see, I think the build is coming out really nicely. We got a lot of this stuff done. I really like the way the roof did and came out. Now the backside, we did put a lot, because in the previous building we did put a lot, because I figure there's water back here, right? They're getting all that extra water, the humidity, and it's like, it's just making this water side a little more heavy on the vines, right? And I really like that. And as you can see, we did a little Spider-Man walk over here, and I'm just adding, and I really don't have a plan. I'm just imagining again how they're hanging, kind of do a little shake, go up and then down, then up again, and just keep clicking. Some section might be a little more heavy, others are not. And then once I got more of the big one done, and you start adding some of the little ones. As you can see on the back side as well, I did the pattern between the stone and the wood, so we kind of alternated as well, and we did like stone over here, wood over here, stone over here, wood over here. I really like that. It's just to make the building look different than the other buildings, and I think this is going to help you a lot. If you're having a base that has so much, everything is brown, then try this. Maybe you'll like it, right? And like I said, it doesn't have to be everything. It could be just a little accent. Just one wall may just be the stone, and that's it. The rest can be, create those accent walls, and that's something that I'm trying now, because I do feel like, oh my gosh, everything kind of is looking kind of a little bit of the same, right? So how can we keep making Pal feel fresh, feel unique, feel different? And I think I like that. I think this is a great opportunity, right? And like I said, sometimes you just need one little panel, and that make the difference. Okay, so now I'm putting right over here some vines on this one. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep this. I'm not gonna move it now. This is a little risky because if you take the defense wall, all this vines that I just put in, they're gonna stay there. So make sure that if you put vines on your defense wall, that you're pretty sure you're not gonna take it away, because if not, there's no way to take out the vines. They're just gonna be floating there, you know. So make sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep it. So I took the risk, and I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna keep it. Okay, all right, so as you can see, I'm adding a couple more lamps over here. I added the other one, not the curvy one, just another one, because I wanted to see how that looks on this other corner, so we can bring a little more light. Adding a little more vines over here, you know, kind of like it's spreading on this side, but not as much as the other side, because it seems like everything is coming around one side. And now we're gonna do the final walkthrough, and look at this. You know, the base is coming together. I really like this. I do feel like it just belongs. It's matching the rest of what we're trying to do here. You know, I really like how it truly feels like we got like different openings, maybe for a stable. I really like the little terraces that we have. We got a small one, and then we got the big one on the top. I really like that. I really love these balconies, you know, like the benches to using as like just kind of like the hanging flower pots that people put outside the windows. I really like this. It just gives something and a little more aesthetic into your builds. Just give you a little something. Here's a little closer look if you did another building, and how it will look as you're walking by it. I really like it, right? And if you do a really good job with the ivy, you know, with the vines, you can kind of hide a little bit more of that, and it can look really, really nice. As you can see, we're gonna come this way. On this side over here, you see all the vines coming down. You see all the greenery, and this side, I do feel like all the vines came out really nice. It feels like very heavy, and they're just spreading towards the other side. Now, as you can see, I did put 2 pals. I really want to make sure that they can breathe, right? Like everything is working. As you can see, we got plenty of eggs. You know, I just let it run for a while, and I was like, all right, everything's working, everything's breathing. And I also did tested it, this specific build, with flying types, and everything was working perfectly as well. So I was really happy about that. As you can see, we're gonna go down over here, and there's plenty of space for whatever you want to do, you know, especially if you're not in the circle area. So you can actually add and make pals actually function in this building if you wanted to. I loved going down this ramp over here and just getting into the water. I'm gonna try, I want to do something back there. I still feel like I can make something work, so I may be trying that out in the future. But as you can see, we got this long hallway over here, and once again, you can make offices back here, you can make storage area back here. There's a lot of possibilities, especially if you have more room in the back than I did, and you can extend it, then definitely you can make something amazing back there. You know, I really like how we got all the breeding fence going all around the buildings. It just gives it like this little extra feel to it. Now, as we come to the official entrance right over here, right, I wanted to show you the little plants, how it looks over here, because that corner kind of thing match. So by putting those the plants, it actually make everything feel really nice. I really like when you come up the stairs right over here like this, and then you see the waterfall. I really like this over here. Now, what I did over here, I actually did move the doorway into the middle because the way it was laying out on the other one didn't work out just the way I wanted to. So I put it on the middle right over here, and again, we get the little one of the balconies over here, and I really love this look. I just, you know, it's nice when you get to see your base in different angles. I'm a fan of that, and the high points, you know, seeing your builds from different angles and different heights, it just elevates everything, right? So here we go up and down right over here, same thing. This is something that I really wanted to have, and I'm so glad that actually worked out so good. As you can see, I love seeing the plant and the pots outside the window on the benches. Just aesthetically, it looks so nice. All right, so we got the froggy chairs, as you can see. We got the full-blown, this balcony is fully decorated on this one over here, so it looking nice. We got all the plants, all the vines. We got the little lamp in the background, and already decorated on the top. As you can see, we got the beautiful wooden rails, and as you can see, when we walk the hallway, we're gonna just about to walk it once again, right? You see all those beams. I really like how the beams look. So what I'm thinking is you can put a lot of plants. We can put like different, like make a bookshelf, a wall across through it, and just have a little more on the top. I don't know, I do have a couple ideas how to kind of mask that, but we do that once we do the interior decorating, right? So I love this. As you come up, you get to this window and you get to see in the outside. You just, man, looks good. And when you step out here, I don't know, I'm a fan of this little trick, the railing. I'm so glad that you guys introduced me to this little trick. It is work, but I think aesthetically it makes it look even nicer. I like the little sitting corner that we did over here. I also like the way we're using the carpet area. And on this back corner, didn't know exactly what to do here just yet, so we're gonna leave it open and see what we can do in the future. As you can see, we're gonna have again another empty room on this side, so we haven't done anything there. And then again, duplicate one side and the other, and we got this other side over here. And I love on this side that you can actually see the little temple shrine that we built, so it's just nice, you know, to have that. And again, you can look over here, you can see where we started, the plateau beginning, see the bridge, see the waterfall. Another beautiful way to just aesthetically just enjoy your base and the area that you picked out, right? Especially if you do a build like this one. It's just everything's working together, and at the same time seeing all the pals working in those, when you're up here and you see the pals just still running around in the base area doing their job, is just fantastic. I really like how you walk through there and you have like the little tree and close to the base. I don't know, it just makes it feel like a little hallway. I really like that. I love the defense wall right there, and I love the way it feels like we got like a little narrow passageway, you know. And look at this. Look at this. I think it matches very well aesthetically of what we're trying to do here. So now officially this side of the bay is done. We still gotta work a little more on the other side. We still gotta make the other entrance. I still got a couple more ideas to add, but now the back side, the outside, it looks fantastic. I don't know, something is working together. This whole section back here overlooking across the water is one of my favorite views. I just love the way everything feels and it looks, and every building is a little bit different. It's just everything is working together, and I'm so happy that it's just working out. You see the hot spring area, you see all these vines and the ivy just everywhere, you know, that clear blue water. Everything is working, and yeah, it's really exciting. But like I mentioned, there's still so much more to do in this base. You know, we still need to do the other entrance. We still need to work on the center piece of the base. I do got some ideas to do that, so I'm excited to get to that point. And then we still got a lot of decorations to do, you know, a lot of lights, just to make this feel more of a livable place, right? And yeah, and it's exciting. It's very exciting time. But you know, I love this back, you know, right over here. Who knew that we could do so much in one little area? But guys, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I'll see you next time. All right, guys, see you later. Bye.